Ron Cravat, My Travels.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
A couple of weeks ago, I emailed everyone a link to a speech that I had given in Mandarin when I was in Vancouver last year. Well, Edwina Spivey watched the speech, and she emailed me back. She said, "You have to give this speech in English so that we can know what you were saying. I'm dying to know what you were saying." So today, I'm obliging. And as you notice, we don't see Edwina today, so that's why I've asked John Cargyle to take my speech. Before we get started, there are a couple of things that I wanted to go over, a couple of places that I mentioned in Vancouver that you may not be familiar with. The first one is Capilano Bridge. It's a suspension bridge that vibrates. It's located in a forest north of Vancouver, and it's extremely popular with the tourists. The other place is Stanley Park, which is a city park that's double the size of New York Central Park that runs along the waterfront. And people like to go there to get into a zen-like state by hiking and bicycle riding. And as you notice a couple of photos of me in this presentation that I just put together this week, it was definitely sweater weather up there because in August it's starting to be fall up in Canada. So with that, I just want you to pretend that you're the audience. You are at the Roundhouse Community Center in Vancouver. It's the third week in August, and it's a Thursday evening, and you're getting ready to hear my speech. So let's get started. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you all for your warm welcome. My last name is Cravat, first name Ron. I have been a Toastmaster for 10 years. I arrived in Vancouver yesterday at 11 o'clock in the morning. The flight was 8 hours. I arrived from Atlanta. Have you ever been to Atlanta? Atlanta is a very interesting city. In the summer, it is very hot. Besides, it often rains. But the winter is not very cold, but sometimes snow falls. Atlanta's gardens are very famous. When I have spare time, I enjoy flower appreciation. I also enjoy Atlanta's museums. I have lived in Atlanta for 14 years. Before that, I lived in Boston. Boston's beaches are very beautiful. Boston's universities are very famous. I attended a university not far from Boston. After that, I studied at a university in San Francisco. I have many interesting hobbies. I enjoy listening to classical music. I also enjoy getting plenty of exercise. Every morning, I, together with my dog, go for a run. I also enjoy traveling, but I don't often travel because traveling requires a lot of money. I have been to Tanzania and India. In Tanzania, I saw many interesting animals. In India, I attended a Toastmasters meeting. This week's vacation has also very interesting. Yesterday, I took a bus to Capilano Bridge. When I got to Capilano, it was very crowded. I took a lot of pictures. This morning at the convention, I met a lot of interesting people. This weekend, I plan on taking a long walk in Stanley Park. I would like to spend several weeks here in Vancouver, but I haven't got much time. This Saturday night, I have to return to Atlanta because I have a lot of work to do. Before work, while I'm driving to work every morning, I study Mandarin in the car. I have only been studying Mandarin for 4 months. So right now, my Mandarin is very bad. But in a year, I expect that my Mandarin will have greatly improved. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today. It has been my honor to speak with you today. Madam Toastmaster.